It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough I could build her. Groundbreaking the promise to keep it trill, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy, plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough I could build her. Groundbreaking the promise to keep it trill, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy, the academy pulling strategies, still in my steed. Ain't no flattery, fuck your salary, bitch, I'm a king. They can't rattle me, sit to shatter me, killing my dreams. Them bitches couldn't even straddle me, I'm the supreme god, like living alright, you niggas alright. Diamond in the rough compared to months and nights. I do this for them Garvey ice. Swiss Army knife, I do it all, boy. Know some people watching me only want me to fall, boy. But I'm a Booker T, Nolan, a southern beast, flow as deep as a submarine. Haters clocking and count streams. I used to work inside a kitchen, dog. You think I'm tripping? Imagine using your opinions just to make a living. Mix it with my educated expertise, yes indeed. Niggas that wouldn't say I'm next trying to get next to me. My homies used to rock a vest inside them SUVs. From sous chef to sharing recipes. My nigga plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough I could build her. Groundbreaking the promise to keep it trill, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy, plotting on the mill, I give them something to feel, yeah. My foundation is strong enough I could build her. Groundbreaking the promise to keep it trill, nigga. Everything that I want, I'm bound to fulfill. Ayy.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. How y'all doing out there, man? Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're gonna be getting back to Glasses Malone. All right, we've gone everywhere around the block. We went around the corner. Hell, we done went goddamn 15 minutes up the road to hear from this one, that one, this one, that one. Everybody done chimed in. But now we get to spin the block to Glasses Malone. All right. So one of the main things that I won't even say main things, right? But one of the things that I've been wanting to address in all of this Aiden Ross debacle is Glasses, just having a firm stance on the DJ that don't spin, right? Some people don't like that I said that. Some people understand where I'm coming from. Whatever. I've kind of alluded to that for the past couple days. So now there's a video circulating with Glasses Malone basically issuing a response. I'm not going to say that he's responding to me because I believe he had somebody in his chat by the name of Tamika who was challenging him on this very same thing. So I won't take credit for that, but I do appreciate the fact that it was a strong enough demand that he felt was something to speak to, right? Because I personally, and this is my stance, right? I personally feel like any black guys or black people that are in the business of aiding Aiden Ross, especially at this current point, perhaps there may have been a lapse in judgment in the past. Perhaps it was I didn't know any better. Perhaps it was, cross-pollination, cross-promotion. But at this point, there's enough history out there to know he don't really respect, honor, or appreciate black people, black culture, black women, and he don't give a fuck about the black men that actually helped him get to where he is. So I feel like if you're still standing with him, still rocking with him as a black person, then you need to go down with him, right? It cannot be, oh, that's a separate conversation. It cannot be, oh, let's get rid of him first. No. You got to get rid of him and the rest of the symptoms that come with him. Right? And I just felt like Glasses Malone had a very easy lay on the DJ that don't spin. He gave him the black pass. He gave him the, that's a separate thing, whatever. But he actually issued a response that I'm going to pull up. And I want to hear him out. Now, be clear, because some people seem to not get it, right? Some people seem to believe that I'm trying to put pressure on Glasses Malone to be like some Unabomber, right? Like he's supposed to be the ultimate crash out and just go crazy on everybody, right? Some people are saying, no, you can't put all that pressure on Glasses to like eradicate all of the enemies. I'm not putting pressure on Glasses to do anything. All I'm saying is, hey, as you're having these conversations, I don't see why this person gets a soft hand, right? When they're standing with the nigga that you're going against, right? I'm not saying you got to threaten him. I'm not saying you got to do anything outside of conversation, but just don't make it an easy out for him where he gets to slither off and then be a snake another day. Just call the snake for the snake that he is. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And I'm not asking him to do anything that I don't do because I call that nigga a snake every other fucking day, 15 times on Sunday. So that's not no hard task. But anyway, let's get to the video.
It was a white man.
I just want this clarity about it. Like there's a clarity that I need to make sure that, to me, like Mika Red is somebody, again, I take hip hop serious. I really feel like I owe y'all answers. If it's legit, if we're having a conversation in good faith, I feel like it's okay for me to answer to y'all, right? If I'm a hip hop artist that you support, that makes me an elected delegate of sorts. And at this point, I've grew past just my neighborhood. So obviously I'm not just 7th Street niggas can just hold me accountable. It's not just fair that Watts niggas could just hold me accountable, or Los Angeles niggas or West Coast niggas, but hip hop at this point, as I've ascended, to be held accountable on who I am culturally and how I represent. So I feel like I owe Mika that explanation, because she's like, damn, G, what's up with you? You letting this nigga do a bunch of shit. You're not even confronting what he's doing. I'm like, nah. Even when we finally had a conversation on the community, feel me? I didn't want to have that conversation that way. They want to make content. Shout out to my homeboys who want to make content. That's their business. They believe in that business. I think that shit cool for them. For me, listen, I want to have real conversations, and if it's content worthy, if it's worthy of people, if people find value in it, man, that's even better.
Hey, G, we have this conversation quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
About, I do have a question about that. So, like, when the world, or shows that like they did OJ, and like they do to a lot of other black people who forget they black. When the world shows them that they black again, how do we accept them back? Do we just be like, all right, come back open hands?
Yes.
Open arms, and just be like,
yes, yeah.
Even though you was doing us bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remind them every time. Remember, you thought you was tripping that day, you thought you was better than us? Yes. That's how we should have did OJ. Yes. Remember how you was acting? Yeah, don't forget you with us. Oh yeah, every time you think about it, you was with us. So again, I felt like
I gotta disagree with that, homie. And I only say that because, like, I think that there should be a measuring stick of like what you do, right? When you're being, I guess, flippant or absent-minded about what it is that you're doing, and it comes to the detriment of your community, I think that there should be levels. There's levels to everything, right? OJ, he may have come out and said, I'm not black, I'm OJ, or that may have been his mentality at the time. But what the fuck did OJ really do? He dated a white woman, allegedly killed one, got off, and he went about his rich ass life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to my knowledge, I don't know where he just came out and was just like, spewing hateful rhetoric upon black people and doing it like on a consistent basis. He wasn't like no he never had a platform like a Rush Limbaugh, you know what I'm saying? But the thing with somebody like the DJ that don't spin is that he makes a living from disparaging people. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to condemn Aiden Ross for what he does, but then we allow this other person who's basically adjacent to what he does and give him a pass because his skin tone is black, I gotta disagree with that. You were never a brother. You were never a part of the family to begin with. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you may have been considered a distant cousin, but just like distant cousins, we don't fuck with all of our distant cousins. We don't break bread with all of our distant cousins, especially if they show us to be something that we not rocking with. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers ain't invited over for Thanksgiving if that's what you celebrate. Some motherfuckers ain't invited over for Christmas if that's what you celebrate. You know what I'm saying? And it don't gotta be an all out anti-campaign against that motherfucker. But when the opportunity presents itself, it's like, bro, this is why you're not invited. You know what I'm saying? If you ever needed to know, this is why you're not invited. We don't rock with you. You know what I'm saying? You could try to make corrections and we'll evaluate that at a later time. But it's not no welcome back. Like, you're not welcome back into every door that you walk out of. That's life. And when you make it to where it's obvious you don't care about black women, you disrespect black women every chance you get, and then you say, well, I disrespect everybody. Well, then if that's the case, then everybody need to return the very same energy that you put out. It's just very simple. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't think it's oh, you forgot you was black, welcome home. Because he ain't the type of person that's gonna be welcomed home and make corrections. I don't know why there seems to be this value that people place on him like he's an important voice, an important figure. He may be a loud megaphone, but I think people seem to confuse that with importance. And again, you don't got to rip him to shreds. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean? But I just think that you should hold his feet to the fire for his actions the way that you would do anybody else. That's it. That's all. He jumped in the line of fire and decided to stand next to Aiden. So he gotta be called for his transgressions. I think that's simple.
Owed that to Mika because that's somebody who supported me. And to me, I become an elected delegate and a voice that represents them in this thing that we call hip hop. That's all. I just believe in it. It's again, like if I wanted to make content, man, I would talk about so many different things. I would lean into conversations that I know have value. I would take positions. If it was about money, feel me, I would be able to have a ton of money. Like I would be able to do 1,000 things. I could have sold us out on this thing right here. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to sell it out. You know what I mean? It's just, that just ain't for me. Like I couldn't look at myself in the mirror that way. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in how I was raised up to deal in blackness. All the way to the day I'm not existing anymore. That's how I'm going to deal with blackness. I've been able to logically process it. So again, it's nothing wrong with y'all telling me, addressing it. I just wanted y'all to know that's how I see it. And that's why I didn't like last time even having that conversation about Act, because there's certain things he'll be able to react to that's not fair. You know what I mean? And it's like, it becomes content instead of this real conversation between two brothers, between two black men. That's a real conversation, even if it's content worthy, even if it's entertainment worthy, even with Wack or anybody else. These are real conversations that we should have face to face. Face to face. You know what I'm saying? We should have these real conversations. Like, to me, that's what separates content and being a real man. And
So I partially agree with Glasses here, right? On one hand, I understand the idea of having private conversations, to not try to create spectacle, right? Or to prevent spectacle, especially when you're dealing with people who thrive in spectacle, right? The only problem that I have with that is these other people that you speaking on don't have that same mentality, right? And they don't necessarily take the proverbial high road with other people. So I think that although I get the idea of let's just have a direct conversation, let's hash it out as brothers. I can't speak to his relationship with Whack 100. You know, Whack says that Glass is his family, and there's a whole different dynamic with that situation based on their backgrounds. But as it pertains to the DJ that don't spin, again, it's not about violence. It's not about being disrespectful. It's not about anything of that sort. It's just like calling it for what it is. It's not about making it entertaining. It's just like, hey, if you are going to stand next to him and you know what's going on, you know the conversation that's happening, you know that this is about this white boy disrespecting black women, and you know that you've disrespected black women and have been active in doing that for the good majority of the past couple of years, not to mention the play that he took with Megan Thee Stallion throughout the latter half of last year, right? And other times, I'm just specifically pinpointing recently in months leading up to this. The way he talked about SZA, it's not just about him having a critique on SZA. These guys are not people that just critique folks. You know what I'm saying? They take personal shots at them. They take shots at their appearance. They take shots at things that have nothing to do with the conversation, but then they get mad. You know what I'm saying? Just like he tried to say, well, they fat shame me. They make me feel bad. I didn't eat for a week. But then you come around and you talk about these women's features, their bodies, instead of just analyzing their actions. So, no, you don't deserve the same respect of a simple conversation behind the scenes, because he addresses everybody publicly, disrespect or otherwise. So he don't deserve that. But again, that's Glass's take. That ain't mine. That's his. I just don't have to agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I support him in every other element of what he's been doing. Only piece that I disagree with is the black niggas that are standing with Aiden. I feel like they deserve to be condemned in the same way. Just what it is.
I pride myself in being a man, so I would rather speak to a man in his face. I would rather speak to people straight up. You know what I mean? That's what I believe in. Now, the other dude, you know what I mean? That other dude, that's different. I speak, when I speak out, it's because I want to make sure that black people are aware that this is happening. I saw this. Hey, did y'all see this? This is a problem. So I only speak out like that if it's somebody outside of what I believe in. So again, it's not about negative or being mad at some nigga, bro. Like, consequences come with words. To me, that's what the gamers that became streamers seem to not realize. Consequence becomes words. Nah, Meek is, that's why I'm saying, like, I would just have the conversation with him in person. I wouldn't have the conversation. And if y'all want to see it, I can make some content. Aiden is different. I'm not talking to him. Like, he just needs to apologize to that lady. That's the only right thing to do. Hey, man, I was wrong, bro. I shouldn't have been calling you all them bitches and whores. It's not nothing about you just is out of line. That's it. And you shouldn't be calling no other lady no bunch of bitches and whores and smelly whores and doing all that shit. Man, you got a dick. Stop doing that. You feel me?
We think.
But that's the same shit that the DJ that don't spin was calling SZA. And he had no remorse about it. And then he picked it back up last year. So that's the part that I'm not understanding. You know, he don't come out here and critique SZA's music. He comes out here and fucking clowns her BBL and say that she's the skinniest fat woman that he ever seen, and he calls her a bitch. That was why at one point in time SZA contacted Drake about him, because he called her a bitch. So I just don't understand that moving goalpost, but we'll keep going, man.
Yes, I would assume.
Allegedly.
I would assume. But I'm saying I would have the conversation with Ak in, like, I would film it. Like, I don't mind sitting down with him having this conversation. I do not mind sitting down with him having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a black man. But I think that's how the proper way to do it, if it matters, is to have the conversation with him in person. So, you know what I'm saying, Coach? The conversation stays genuine, intellectually genuine. It stays honest.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I need it to be an honest energy. Like, I know at this point it ain't about me wanting to put my hands on him. That's just ridiculous. Like, if that was the case, I could have, my friends been around him. It's not like that. But there are some things I would like to voice for hip hop that I think that he's missing.
But see, this is why I took a little umbrage with people saying that you were divisive between black, because you're not. Like, you're the complete opposite.
I don't think gangbanging is divisive.
I know you don't.
Yeah, I've watched gangbanging bring 1 million people together. You know what I mean?
All right. So that's his response. I don't think that glasses is divisive, by the way. So that's definitely not my critique. So yeah, he says he would rather have the conversation with Ak in person, and maybe that conversation will happen one day. And I think the other side of that, to give Glasses a bit of grace, I guess, is I think if he were to have that conversation with the DJ that don't spin in person, whether it's filmed or not, but definitely in person, I do believe that you would see the real Livingston, right? To a degree. Because I do think there's still an intimidation factor when it comes to Glasses, right? Like, you're not going to talk to him any kind of way. You're not going to, you know, when homeboy fires up his stream, he gets drunk, he gets into character, he starts talking crazy because there's nobody to the left, right, or behind him, you know, and he just gets way out of his body. He starts talking like he's certified. But then when you put him in the room with somebody that's actually certified, and it's like, shit, if I say the wrong thing, it could get to the point where the nigga slap your ass up. Not that I'm calling for that. I think he understands what level to keep his conversation at, right? But that's the only thing. Because when you go back to what happened at the Kendrick concert, right? When Dave Free and Anthony approached him in the suite, they had the conversation that they had. He copped the pleas that he needed to cop in person. And then right after it was over, he fired up the stream and start talking about how Dave Free was looking him in the eye passionately, and he had tears in his eyes, and he was just, and then people on the internet took it like, oh my God, Dave Free was crying in front of Ak. So that's the thing that I don't trust about a snake like that, is he may give you a version of himself and play humble and meek, or, you know, regular or cool. But then once he gets back to his headquarters, his veil of safety, he goes back to being the same exact nigga he always been, and people keep giving him passes for that shit. That's the part that I personally don't fuck with. And then he gets to come out here and wield his shield of false blackhood to be like, nah, Aiden's really not like that, guys. I know what he means. I do the same thing. And it's like, yeah, you do the same thing. That's why niggas been on your motherfucking head. But we'll progress with the show. Glasses was also on Culture United. And y'all know Aiden also missed out on a streaming bag recently with an NBA player, right? Stream was canceled. Player's PR representative hit him up allegedly and said, hey, man, you know, according to him, they said, you know, I like that you're outspoken, bro, but we just can't do it this time, man. We're going to wait till the heat comes up off you a little bit, bro. So he didn't get his bag with whoever this NBA player was, allegedly, while he was out in New York. Well, Glasses Malone lightly spoke on that on Culture United. He says that the NBA player actually was delivered right to his doorstep where they had a private conversation. He will not divulge who that NBA player is or was, but he said directly that they spoke. And he said, yo, why do I gotta bully you into being black? Shout out to the company, man, Justin Hunt and everybody that was on last night, Razcast, the whole crew. See, AD was on there too.
We reset, like I think he said something like an NBA person was supposed to come on his stream and he ain't coming. So he's trying all these different tactics.
The crazy part is, let me
hold on. Did you get a chance to finish out? Let me just make sure.
No, it's fine because I know I'm running. Me and Glass to do this all day. Go ahead, Glass.
No. I knew the NBA player like that, and see, this be the problem. Like, I keep trying to explain to him, like, OG, what real clout is, and I'm like, y'all keep thinking money, like, bro, niggas will take that from you. Like, that's not nothing. Like, you won't even have that. Like, it'll be bad. But it's like that fast. I figured out who the NBA player was. Like, God delivered him right to my door. I'm like, cuz if you even half-ass go walk with this motherfucking man after you didn't see me just cuss this man out about disrespecting this fucking black lady, bro, I'm telling them, like, I'm gonna make life bad. Like,
So did you say you know who the NBA player was?
Yes.
Who's the NBA player?
No, because then I want him to think. Because then if I say it to y'all, then it becomes I'm bullying him publicly.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's like it already has a
text me on the side. I'm right here.
People, but it's like, why am I forcing you to be black?
Now you see, although he didn't divulge who the NBA player was that he was talking to, I've seen some speculation out there that it could have been Michael Porter Jr., who, he's already, kind of culturally ambiguous, racially ambiguous, but I believe he is mixed black and white. I don't know that to be true that it's him, but I believe that he's also done streams with like Neon and some other people, so it would make sense. I've seen some people throw the name of Kevin Durant out there, but I don't think he was in New York at that time, so it may not have been him. Whomever it was, he said, if you walk up the street with this dude while all this is happening, man, I'm going to make life hard for you, right? So he had a conversation with this NBA player to say, don't stand next to this dude, right? So my question is, why is it that whomever this mysterious NBA player is could get that conversation and it be talked about publicly, because it was just addressed on the show last night, to where the DJ that don't spin, who went as this all was popping off, the first thing he did was call homie on the line. They had a conversation, and then they turned around and did a stream together. So why doesn't he get the same? I'm not saying you got to threaten him with violence, but why doesn't he get the same scrutiny? Why doesn't he get the same standard of you cannot stand next to this dude while we're having this conversation, because you are literally pushing back against the culture, right? We always talk about the culture. It's to the point where some people, I had somebody in my comments yesterday say they don't even feel like there's any culture left. I disagree with that, but I do think that we may have to redefine what our culture means to us if we're willing to let certain people roam free of consequence, and again, consequence just being verbal, while others can be condemned or warned or told about their transgressions. I just don't think that homeboy should be operating with immunity. That's me personally, again. But that's me 365. You know what I mean? I don't change. Even in other news related to this conversation, you had Joe Budden recently call the DJ that don't spin live from Joe's podcast, where he basically checked the temperature with Ack on why he didn't defend him while Aiden Ross was crashing out and threatening him and saying, come get one tapped and all of this different type of stuff. Come do something to me, blah, 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 blah. I'm in your area. What you gonna do? What's up? So he called DJ that don't spin and was just like, yo, man, how you let him talk? How you let him talk to me like that, man, in front of you without defending me? Which, again, these niggas don't give a fuck about none of this shit, man. Joe don't give a fuck about nobody. The DJ that don't spin don't give a fuck about nobody. I don't even know why Joe would call him, knowing that he contributes to division in our culture. You know what I'm saying? He allows people on his podcast, on his platform to do the same. When he has an opportunity to really take a strong stance culturally in recent times, he tiptoes out. Y'all got it. Y'all not gonna set me up, man. But then he wants to call homeboy out. It's just a lot of hypocrisy. It's a lot of stuff that I just can't get with, man. And, you know, I understand everybody's making content, as Glasses was saying, and I know this feeds families, and I get it. You know, making content feeds mine as well. But I gotta come on here and be honest, man. I just can't. I just can't let everybody just do whatever the fuck and not say nothing. And to be clear, I'm not saying that Glasses is doing that. I'm just saying I'm speaking for myself at this time.
It's good over to it.
Can I speak to DJ? Is this DJ Akademiks?
Should we say it the other way around? Can I speak to Joe Budden?
Listen, I'm on. Let me let you know. First of all, Happy New Year. I'm on the. I'm on the air, so don't say anything that can incriminate yourself or myself. But I just wanted to give you a call. You know what I mean?
How's everything been?
I mean, everything is great, especially my Wi-Fi.
Oh, nice.
I gotta tell you, I'm seeing some things. I just wanted to know, like, everything cool? We cool? We good?
Oh no, of course, me and you were good, but I need, you know, I like when my friends get along. All my friends get along. I gotta squash this you and Aiden thing, man.
Man, fuck that nigga. I don't give a fuck about him. I'm calling about you because in some of these clips I'm seeing, I mean, it's looking. I'm not hearing my man say, "Yo, I know Joe. I love Joe. I've worked with Joe. I made history with Joe."
That's all.
We ain't just about to just keep talking about Joe any type of way around me. Now, that's what I thought I would hear.
No, and I completely get that. But you do know, all right, there's a little bit of understanding for, like, especially with Aiden, because I've been the person that I've felt like the people maybe not in my demo have all ganged up on. Right?
No, I heard you say that. I heard you say it.
And that's that understanding I have. Obviously, he's going to say, like, you know, he feels it's a little petty and personal. He's going to be like, well, Joe is irrelevant, which I think last night he said. I was like, no, that's not true. My man's pretty lit.
But I mean, that's okay. Yeah. I don't no weapon formed, right? Like, no weapon formed. Like, I don't care what anybody that I don't know has to say about me. So that's okay. But when I'm just seeing my man, my man is in these shots, let me call my man, because some people, they're going to try to put a battery in my back, like, yo, action up. I'm like, no, not my man. He wouldn't do that. No, he wouldn't do that. But then I'm not seeing you say, yo, I love homeboy, yo, let's ease up on Joe.
No, of course. No, listen, you know that already, inherently. Even when I hear conversations about me on your pod, I know you love it.
That's what I'm saying. But tell them streaming niggas. Tell them
different personalities.
Let them streaming niggas know. I mean, because I'm not gonna get on Twitch or some shit. I ain't gonna be able to tell them. But tell chat, I love Joe Budden. That's my man's. Tell them, like, make it known.
Listen, I've said that pretty much every time we talk about what we do.
As long as you tell them that, I feel splendid. I feel great, man. God damn it.
Hey, well, a lot of people don't know. Listen, even going back to last year, which I think is just a peak, you know, especially for independent, you know, outlets like yourself and myself. Shit, me and you, we on the phone. We're ping ponging it. Pause. We're like, yo, listen, this is 1 and 2. Just we getting all the good shit here. You know what I mean? This is everyday struggle on different platforms. So, no, obviously, yeah. The only thing I will say is that, like, I'm like in like an interesting spot. I remember coming into the game and like a lot of the older folks, they didn't fuck with me. And it was just like, yo, fuck this guy. And I think they thought if you get Act out of the way, like that whole wave is dead. And I always know that that wave is never dead. Like right now on YouTube, there's a million acts. And when it comes to like people like
No,
Aiden
not a
Ross,
million acts, buddy.
no, maybe not that effective,
But
or
I know
whatever.
what
But
you're trying to say.
yeah, but when it comes to like Aiden, that's like also a different iteration. So obviously he's I think there's a lot of I would love for conversation to happen because that's how Everyday Struggle started. Like I was supposed to be the guy who liked the colored hair niggas, and you were the guy who was into the quintessential traditional hip hop, and they put us together, and over 9 months, we were basically kind of moving in tandem.
Tell Aiden. Tell him.
No, I think he's in that mindset. I think he's thinking when he hears you're like, yo, somebody beat him up, somebody do this, and obviously at that point, anytime people hear anything about violence, they're like, where do we go from here?
It ain't just about violence. This dude said that he was finna upgrade to Mossad. You know what I'm saying? This dude said that he feel, you know what I mean? Like he acting like he fears that people are trying to partake in hate crimes against him because he's Jewish. Right? And I don't like that. I don't appreciate that shit, man. And I don't really care for Joe. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who's been a Joe fan. I used to listen to Joe Budden a lot. You know what I'm saying? He was early on the Drake shit. He was, you know what I mean? Like he was early on the internet shit. He was early with a lot of this. Like he's a trailblazer. I can't take that away from him. Immensely talented lyricist. Can't take that away from him. But the person that he's become in recent years, it's like, man, disappointing. And for niggas to just keep going soft with him, with the DJ that don't spin, it's very discouraging, man. Again, I'm not saying that niggas need to just be like jumping him every time he come outside or nothing like that, because I wouldn't call for that. But at the same time, I just don't like how niggas get to move about with no accountability, but then try to call for accountability on everybody else. That part I don't understand. I don't understand it. And ultimately it just feels like niggas be bowing down to do. You know what I'm saying? They do these like they do the lip service here and there and then bow down. And again, I'm not talking about glasses. But I am saying, overall, nobody should be giving that nigga a pass, because as he's out here disrespecting Doechii, as he decided to disrespect Joe, you know what I'm saying? The DJ that don't spin still came and stood beside him. That's a person you can't trust at all. You know what I'm saying? Complete self-service in every single way. You know what I'm saying? Will sell you down the river for his own self-preservation. I can't respect that. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is where we at, man. This is the conversation that people just want to keep having. This is the conversation that is taking over all corners of the internet, from the small content creators to the big podcasts to shit. I'm surprised it didn't make mainstream media at this point. But it is also a sign of, the lull that's been going the last couple weeks, because really and truly, like, Aiden Ross is a fucking peon. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's got money. Yeah, he's got a following. But he's really nobody. You know what I'm saying? Especially as it pertains to us, our culture. There's nothing Aiden Ross could possibly say that could actually hit home for any of us. You know what I'm saying? So I do hate the fact that although he did need to be held accountable for what he said, that it's caused this much of a stir. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's to the point where people are starting to defend the very virus that in the past y'all would have said to get him out of here. But then it's like, well, Aiden's worse than him, so we got to move him to the side. Nah, fuck both them niggas. Flush them. Flush them niggas, man. What you mean? But y'all know where I stand on that. I've said enough. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. I'm not finna listen to the rest of that fucking video of them niggas sucking each other from the back. So be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. We will be shifting the conversation moving forward.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I